Minister of Information and Culture holds World Press Conference, reacts to report by the Lagos State Panel on NSAS. And towards good governance and effective service delivery, President Buhari engages Senate President on critical bills. Plus, President Buhari confirms date for APC National Convention. These and more on Panorama with me, Ifoma Ojinta. And we begin. The Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, on Tuesday dismissed the report submitted by the Lagos State NSAS panel on police brutality, describing the leaked report as fake and a horse. At a World Press briefing in reaction to the report, the minister said the report did not follow the evidence at hand. He said, and I quote, "It is an intimidation of the majority by a minority," end of quote. The minister also described the allegations as tales by moonlight, saying it was shocking that the same allegations made by Nigerians were merely compiled and submitted as a report by the panel set up to investigate the claims of police brutality.
There is absolutely nothing in the report that is circulating to make us change our stand that there was no massacre at the Lekki toll gate on October 20th, 2020. For us to change our stand, a well-investigated report of the incident that meets all required standards and will withstand every scrutiny must be produced and presented to the public. The report does not meet those requirements.
The 9-member panel in its leaked report alleged that at least 9 persons were killed at the Lekki Toll Plaza when soldiers and policemen stormed the scene to disperse protesters on October 20, 2020. President Muhammadu Buhari engaged Senate President Ahmed Lawan on some critical national issues as well as bills passed by the National Assembly towards good governance and effective service delivery. Amongst them is the Electoral Act Amendment Bill, now awaiting presidential assent. State House correspondent Adamu Sambu has the reports.
This meeting between President Muhammadu Buhari and Senate President Ahmed Lawan is in furtherance of his strategic engagement with stakeholders towards addressing critical national issues. The Electoral Act Amendment Bill, which provides for direct primaries as mode of election for political parties, is now a subject of controversy in the polity. After the closed-door meeting, which he described as fruitful, the Senate President told journalists that disagreements on matters like this are normal in a democracy.
I don't think there will be any day that you will have a political issue that everybody will say the same thing about it, that agrees with you without any amendment. So when we have any section of our party disagreeing with something, we should be engaging. That's why we are politicians. I don't think it is right to say that governors have disagreed. Maybe some governors might have said they don't like it this way, but that's normal. So whatever we do in the National Assembly, especially this present National Assembly, this 9th National Assembly, we think deep, we think wide, we consult very broadly before we take any position. So I believe that whatever we send to the executive arm of government, Mr. President, for his assent, these are things that are well thought out, and I believe that the expectation of members of the National Assembly will be that this bill is signed. But this is then again not my own calling. It's for Mr. President to take his decision.
Discussions also centered on the national budget, now before the National Assembly, with the Senate President expressing optimism on passage by the middle of next month, saying work has reached appreciable level.
We are also very desirous of ensuring that the APC is so stable before the Congress, the convention ultimately, because we want our convention to be hitch-free. We want every member of this party who comes to attend the convention to do so with a clear mind that whoever becomes the chairman, for example, or whatever leadership emerges, is a leadership that has the respect of everyone in the party, because we want Mr. President to continue to work with a solid and strong party, APC, to continue to do the very good work it is doing across the country and consolidate at the end of its tenure. Before then, we are very hopeful that we are able to have projects, the legacy projects commissioned, like the second Niger Bridge, the Abuja, Kaduna, Kano Highway, the Lagos-Ibadan.
On security, Senator Ahmed Lawan said the National Assembly will continue to give necessary support to the executive towards ensuring the desired peace enterprise is achieved across the country for sustainable growth and development.
I'm happy that what we have discussed are things that will make this country better.
From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
The National Convention of the Governing All Progressives Congress is now to be held in February next year. President Muhammadu Buhari gave this approval after receiving a briefing on the resolution of the Progressives Governors Forum on the matter. The forum, which held a meeting last night, mandated its chairman, Governor of Kebbi State, as well as its Yobe and Jigawa State counterparts, to make its position known to the president.
Part of the input we got was that we still have 4 states which are in the process of completing their congresses. Anambra, understandably because of election, Zamfara, and 2 others. So, and then Christmas is around the corner. And then early January will be very busy with Ekiti. So the governors, based on all that, made an input that we think the party and the president might graciously consider February, and President is favorably disposed. The chair of the caretaker committee was part of the delegation. He heard that, and I'm sure they will conclude between him and the president. But we have made the input of the governors known, and it was favorably considered by Mr. President.
Well, they will expect more unity and progress. Like the PGF chairman said, they have suggested to the party and Mr. President has concurred, so we are going ahead to plan for the convention in February. We have to communicate to INEC, we have to also communicate to our various state chapters for them to be ready for the convention.
Meanwhile, the All Progressives Congress Governors Forum says it will meet with the leader of the party, President Muhammadu Buhari, to discuss plans ahead of the party's national convention. Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara reports that these and other peace-building moves formed highlights of the forum's meeting in Abuja.
After the conduct of APC wards, local government and state congresses nationwide, governors under the party's platform have commenced the processes towards the national convention. The APC Governors Forum chairman, Abubakar Atiku Bagudo, at the end of a meeting that lasted more than 3 hours behind closed doors, says, as a critical organ of the party, the governors are united in building a stronger APC through constructive engagement with relevant stakeholders.
Sometimes electoral processes are not without annoyance, but we are happy with the conduct of the caretaker committee. We discuss issues that are pertinent to the progress of our party. And since we are making suggestions to both the party and our party leader.
The governors appealed to aggrieved party members to be patriotic and faithful to the party's internal peace-building efforts and imbibe the true spirit of sportsmanship so as to go into the national convention united. In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara, NTA News.
And to other news now, African First Ladies have been tasked to drive processes and actions aimed at enhancing the desired peace enterprise on the continent for sustainable growth and development. President Muhammadu Buhari threw the challenge at the opening of the 9th General Assembly of the African First Ladies Peace Mission, convened by the First Lady of Nigeria, Mrs. Aisha Buhari. State House correspondent Adamu Sambu has the details.
The African First Ladies Peace Mission was established 24 years ago as an umbrella body of wives of African heads of state and government to play a supportive role in fostering peace as well as reducing conflicts and their effects on the continent. The importance of the assembly, President Buhari said, cannot be glozed over as peace has become an elusive subject that affects development in many regions of Africa. The activities of insurgency and banditry in particular, he said, have led to widespread displacement and poverty.
It is not in doubt that women and children are the worst affected by the breakdown of peace. Therefore, as mothers, I believe you are in better position to drive the processes of peace and actions where necessary. Indeed, I am happy to know that your forum has been working towards promoting peaceful coexistence within the continent in so many ways. I would like to reiterate the commitment of our government to the resolutions of this assembly, and I invite other African leaders to do the same. I also call on stakeholders to support your efforts towards realizing the core objective of building a peaceful society.
The president congratulated the First Lady of Nigeria, Aisha Buhari, for acquiring a piece of land for the development of the African First Ladies Peace Mission Secretariat in Abuja.
It gladdens my heart to know that when completed, the Secretariat will serve several purposes, including creating employment opportunities as well as generating income for sustainability.
In their messages of goodwill, several participating First Ladies, as well as Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs, pledged to support efforts at enhancing the noble aspirations of the peace mission.
As important stakeholders in our respective countries, it is important for us to take on a more direct means of engaging society to help minimize such violence and its disastrous effects on lives and property.
The war in Sierra Leone would not have been won without Nigeria, without the support of the Nigerian soldiers. I know how many people died, how many Nigerians died in Sierra Leone to give us the peace and stability we have today. I want to commend Her Excellency for convening this most important meeting.
We pray that during this African First Ladies Mission Summit, that you African First Ladies will develop a roadmap and effective strategy to help address some of the many challenges facing Africa, especially the security challenges.
The First Lady of Nigeria, Aisha Buhari, had earlier enumerated, amongst others, preventing and managing conflicts as well as engaging in humanitarian activities as clear vision of the African First Ladies Peace Mission.
The convening of the summit is timely and a testimony to leadership of the African First Ladies as worthy ambassadors of women and the African continent. I want to encourage the African women to take advantage of every given opportunity to advance the cause of peacemaking, peace building, and conflict resolution as our contribution to rebuilding Africa. Let our involvement in this African project be guided by the AU agenda.
A communique is expected at the end of the assembly. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Let's take a break now. Panorama continues shortly. Do stay.
The vaccine offers hope for a safe country free of coronavirus. I urge all state governments, traditional and religious leaders to take the lead in the mobilization effort within their environment and spheres of influence. I similarly urge all eligible Nigerians
to present themselves and be vaccinated in accordance with the order of priority already mapped out at the various authorized designated centers only.
Thanks for staying tuned. Nigeria's First Lady Aisha Muhammadu Buhari has emerged the new president of the African First Ladies Peace Mission. State House correspondent Aliyu Kabir reports that this was part of the resolutions of the just concluded Executive Bureau meeting at the 9th session of the General Assembly of the organization, which took place in Abuja.
The African First Ladies Peace Mission was established in 1997 by the spouses of the African heads of state and government, with the aim of complementing the effort of their spouses towards promoting peace and security within the continent. The organization was, however, inactive for a while due to various challenges comprising the global pandemic of COVID-19. This is the 9th General Assembly of the organization convened by the Nigeria's First Lady Aisha Muhammadu Buhari. Crucial issues were discussed during the Executive Bureau meeting aimed at committing their time and all it takes to move the mission forward for the benefit of African women, youth and children. The First Ladies unanimously elected the Nigeria's First Lady to steer their affairs. In her acceptance speech, the new president of the organization and the First Lady of Nigeria expressed appreciation to her colleagues, the African First Ladies, for entrusting her with this huge responsibility. She urged them to continue working together towards achieving glorious destiny for all Africans.
With all sense of humility, I accept my election as the incoming 9th president of the African First Ladies Peace Mission. I want to sincerely thank all my colleagues for your continuous support and understanding, for entrusting me with this great responsibility. I pledge to execute my responsibility with total commitment and in accordance with the mission's laid down regulations. As you are aware, the task before us is a collective commitment. My dear colleagues, as we conclude this summit, let history guide us to ensure that the Africa we bequeath to our children today is better than the one we inherited. Let us commit ourselves to working together towards achieving glorious destiny for all Africans.
The new president of the organization and the Nigeria's First Lady led her counterpart from across the continent to the foundation-laying ceremony of the permanent site of the mission secretariat along Airport Road, Abuja. The secretariat, which occupies 2.7 hectares of land, is acquired by the current president of the organization, Aisha Buhari. When completed, it will serve as office accommodation for daily activities of the mission.
We are happy as First Ladies that we are going to have a secretariat in Nigeria, and I'm very happy that Aisha is the new president, and we believe that she will lead us. This is an organization that has been going on for a while, but we're new in it, so for us, I mean, it's like we're beginning something new under her dispensation, so we look forward to a working relationship.
And this is a very significant project. This is a dream come true. It has been in the pipeline for years, but today God has answered our prayers with the effort of Her Excellency Dr. Mrs. Aisha Muhammadu Buhari. Our dreams have been realized today.
The groundbreaking was attended by the founder and the first president of the organization, Mariam Abacha, as well as the former First Lady Patience Jonathan and many other African First Ladies. I am Aliyu Kabir, NTA News.
The federal government is assuring Russia of deeper investment relationship that will be mutually beneficial as the world looks beyond the pandemic. At a meeting with a coalition of 19 Russian companies led by Nigeria's ambassador to Russia and Nigerian investment community, Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Niyi Adebayo, assured of adequate returns on investments. Leah Katung Babatunde reports.
It's been 2 years since the Russia-Africa Summit in Sochi, Russia. Ties forged were placed on hold when coronavirus showed up unexpectedly with its attendant consequences. Now, 19 Russian companies are in Nigeria to cement already established relationships as economies open, and a common factor here is the need for stronger political influence from both heads of government.
Our purpose of the presence in Nigeria now is to explore the demand of Nigerian market and to develop the strategy of the presence of all enterprises of our group.
The government of Nigeria will give every support to all the decisions that will be taken. You can rest assured that the government of Nigeria will be supportive of whatever decisions that are taken.
The investors have their eyes on the spread of areas of interest.
But beyond Ajakuta, there are other value addition industries within the steel sector that will enable us to take off.
We are undertaking the mission within the framework of our foreign policy to engage with countries of the world, and especially Russia.
In the coming days, the visiting team will be meeting with industry players in Abuja and Lagos, as well as northern and southern governors forums. In Abuja, Leah Katung Babatunde, NTA News.
The 5-day warning strike embarked on by the FCT teachers to press home demands for payment of arrears of promotion benefits for teachers and payments of annual increment arrears continues. Hadiza Godwin-Ebune has an update on the recent developments.
The 5 days warning strike embarked upon by the FCT teachers. The FCT minister, Malam Muhammad Musa Bello, Thursday met with the Nigerian Union of Teachers, Abuja chapter, and assured them that FCTA will look into the issues and contention and tackle them amicably before the year runs out.
The 2017 is scheduled for payment in the month of November, while the Honorable Minister directed that the teaching staff, payment for teaching staff, in 2018, promotion areas should be prioritized. We are looking at that seriously so that the issue of promotion areas for this category of workforce can be settled once and for all.
The FCT Nigerian Union of Teachers Chairman Stephen Nabai said, while the FCT administration has promised and began payment of teachers' promotion arrears, the 6 area councils in the territory, saddled with the payment of primary school teachers a new minimum wage, has refused to do same. For the 18 months that the FCT Council of Nigerian Union of Teachers had been agitating for the payment, he says the union is yet to see any commitment by the area councils. Hence, the strike continues.
The strike is still ongoing. We believe that between now and before the expiration, the area council chairman should be able to call us for a meeting. But at the expiration of this warning strike, if nothing takes place, we will have no option than to proceed to an indefinite strike.
However, all efforts to speak with Chairman Algon Mustafa Adamu Danze proved abortive as it could not be reached. Hadiza Godwin-Ebune, NTA News.
And next is sports updates.
The Nigerian American Football Association has kicked off secondary school qualifiers in various centers across Lagos State. The competition, organizers say, will feature 40 schools, which will produce 2 teams that will get promoted to play in the league. The initiative is a step towards developing a structure for the development of American football in the country.
It is an organized league we are planning, and it's an organized league we are going out with. We have exhibition qualifiers. We have also trained both the players, trained the officials.
On grassroots football, the maiden edition of Signals Barracks Mile 2 Commanders Football Tournament, tagged Unity and Peace Cup, kicked off at the Signals Barracks pitch, Lagos, with about 24 teams participating in a tournament aimed at taking the restive youth off the street and giving them a platform to thrive.
As with the coach,
for within the environment.
When they are here, they will be very focused and they will not have any opportunity to engage themselves in any negative acts.
In the UEFA Champions League, Tuesday fixture shows that Dynamo Kiev will take on Bayern Munich. Villarreal plays host to Manchester United with Michael Carrick in charge. Young Boys welcomes Atalanta. Barcelona faces Benfica. Chelsea meets Juventus. Lille squares up against Salzburg, while Sevilla hosts Wolfsburg, amongst other matches.